Split Second starts in 2008 in London, where after a biblical 40 days and 40 nights of rain, the city is flooded, and due to rampant pollution, the sky is dark both day and night. We are introduced to maverick veteran policeman Harley Stone, who scratches his balls, dresses in leather, and carries a big gun. Outside, he grabs a Jeep and drives off into the night. Don't forget to subscribe and watch this all the way through, because we will have a quiz at the end, and whoever the winner is will get a shout out in one of our upcoming videos. Meanwhile, a hovercraft is delivering a prisoner at Lockup 16 while an APB goes out for Detective Stone, who is said to be armed and dangerous. A detective, Dick Durkin, manages to find Stone driving through London and is now tailing him. Stone is listening to the radio, which is broadcasting about climate change and the London floods that are causing rat infestations and rat-borne diseases. Stone is following a marked map and drives over Tower Bridge to a strip club called JJ's. We love reading your comments, so even if you don't enter the quiz, drop us a line and let us know what's on your mind. Stone makes his way past the Rottweiler and the owner JJ by flashing his police badge. JJ watches Stone carefully and asks a bouncer to keep an eye on him. Stone makes his way to a phone and calls Pat O'Donnell, who angrily says he's suspended, but Stone carries on like he is still on the job. He asks if he got the report and is sure the killer will show there tonight. While he is scanning the club, there is a scream from the restroom, and when he gets there, a woman has been brutally murdered. It's a horror show, and her chest cavity has been opened up and her heart removed. Seeing a message on the mirror, he darts back into the club and starts waving his odd-looking gun at the patrons. He follows a trail of blood outside, but the killer has vanished. However, Stone says he can feel his heartbeat. Detective Dick Durkin explains to Police Chief Thrasher that Stone then went nuts and had to be subdued and is now on lockup. Thrasher tells the new detective that Stone witnessed his partner, Foster McLean, get murdered by a serial killer 3 years ago. To top it off, Stone was having an affair with his partner's wife and then dumped her and went off the rails, saying he now lives on coffee, chocolate, and anxiety. Thrasher says he is the best though, and he's your new partner. Stone is raging in his cell before he is released and told to report to the chief, who has his BFG. Once through security, he is verbally assaulted by Paulson, who expected him to be on suspension. Before it totally kicks off, Thrasher shouts at Stone. In his office, Thrasher wants to know what the hell he's doing with a hand cannon. Stone just says that the killer is back and ripped out the victim's heart while he ignores Dick Durkin, who is more of a by-the-book type of cop and a serial killer expert. Thrasher hands Stone his badge back, and Stone grabs a handful of his cigars, pissing him off no end. Before Stone and Durkin can leave the station, a cold box has been delivered for Stone. Paulson has a dig and says it is probably full of booze. When it is opened, it has a heart with a bite out of it. It's too late to seal the building, but Thrasher orders forensics to make a mold of the teeth marks while Stone and Durkin go on the hunt. Stone tells Durkin to stay in his vehicle while he checks out JJ's. The place is empty, and he goes to the restroom and lays down in the blood and other bodily fluids by the urinals. JJ walks in with a sawn-off, wondering who it is. Stone says he knows the dog saw the killer and that he is not cray-cray. As soon as he is outside, they get a dispatch call to go to a homicide. They speed off and rush through the city to get there. Stone pulls up and epically sprays the police, and then Durkin rear-ends him like a Keystone Cop. In the apartment, there is a corpse of a 28-year-old man with its heart ripped out. They do some investigating, and Stone finds a message for him. It's his dead partner's gun that went missing. Then they see an occult symbol for Scorpio scrawled on the ceiling in blood, with the numbers 25 and 78 and a triangle in a circle. They note how tall the killer would have to be to draw it. On the way out, they bump into Paulson, who has a cast of the teeth for him. Stone tells him to get his ex-partner's gun to the lab, and they bump heads again. Once outside the building, Stone starts sensing the killer's heartbeat, so he goes look at the teeth, which are clearly not human. He freaks out thinking he is being watched, and randomly fires his gun, which gets the other cops' guns on him. Durkin calms the situation, and Stone tells him the killer is watching. Next time they leave the station, Stone takes a look at Durkin's keys so he can get away without being followed, and then heads to his partner Foster's tomb, where by sheer coincidence Foster's wife, Michelle McLean, whom he was banging, happens to be visiting from out of the country. He says the killer is back, but she just wants to spend the night with him. At Stone's apartment, Michelle McLean is shocked at how dirty and stuffy it is. They get to talking and catching up, but Stone falls asleep on her. When he wakes up, he drinks some cold coffee with cigarette butts in to get the day started. Looking outside, he sees Durkin doing Tai Chi on the hood of his car. He leaves Michelle sleeping on his couch. Stone and Durkin drive off to get breakfast, but just after they leave, a creature of some kind tears Stone's Jeep open, revealing his shotgun. In Durkin's Jeep, Stone is throwing Durkin's books around when Dick tells him to cut back on the coffee, sugar, and tobacco, saying if he is tense he'll give him a back rub instead. This offer is soon rejected. Michelle has woken up and starts making herself at home and checks his place out properly. At breakfast, Durkin tells Stone that he thinks he might have supernatural powers, solely based on what he read in one of the comics he collects and a hunch that the trauma he suffered gave him psychic abilities. Over at Stone's, the creature has taken the shotgun from the Jeep and has entered the apartment while Michelle is taking a shower. Durkin gets it out of Stone that he is a Scorpio, like the message on the ceiling. Durkin feels there is a bond between the two. Stone says it kills each month on a high tide and new moon, then disappears by midnight. They are soon interrupted by a dispatch call to an intruder at Stone's place, and off they go. They arrive just in time to hear a scream coming from the window. Durkin calls for backup and Stone goes up. He searches the apartment and finds an unharmed Michelle in the shower. She says she screamed because the water got cold. Yep, okay. He meets up with Durkin and they hear a scream from the apartment below and they force entry. Durkin rushes in and gets blasted and flies out of the window. Stone enters and tries to shoot at a weird-looking creature that is shooting at him with his shotgun. He jumps over a bunch of furniture that then gets blasted, and the TV gets killed. He sees a trail of blood and shoots at the door, which causes the monster to run from the apartment. Once it is gone, he finds the victim in the bloody bathroom. A semi-naked, crying Michelle appears screaming,
"It bit me!"
Don't worry about it.
Seriously? Don't worry about it. As the paramedics are dealing with the body, Stone starts to hyperventilate and the medics try to help him and give him a sedative, which knocks him out. He relives the moment that Foster died when he fell through the floor and Stone was attacked by the monster with its huge claws. He jerks awake in a bed at the hospital and the deep wounds are visible on his shoulder and arm. He rushes out and is shocked to see Dick Durkin is still alive. Dick says that these scars are the cause of the psychic connection. Stone punches him when he learns that he was wearing a bulletproof vest. He then goes to check up on Michelle and awkwardly kisses her like a teenager and then sparks up a smoke in the ward. They head to the station where the desk officer admires Stone's weapon. He has a confrontation with Paulson when he is told his partner's gun is clean and Paulson winds him up saying that he is past it and a liability. Thrasher orders Stone to get in his office just as he grabs Paulson. He asks why Stone missed the killer after emptying his .450 Magnum at it. Stone says he didn't miss and he doesn't think it is human. Dick arrives with the genetic fingerprint results. Durkin says that its DNA is made of all its victims' DNA, including Stone's. This news makes Stone leave in a hurry. Thrasher orders Dick to stick with him and watch his back. Durkin tells Stone that the monster didn't get the heart from the last victim, which Stone assumes means it will be back and that they should head to the morgue. They race down and Stone starts to feel the heartbeat of the creature and senses it is near. Durkin isn't keen on being in there and has got the willies. They search the place and find a message written in blood and then notice the ceiling tiles moving. All of a sudden the creature falls through the tiles and the detectives start shooting at it as it runs for its life. Durkin is sure that he hit it, but it just charges straight through a wall and disappears. Durkin is now freaking out over what he has seen and is insistent that they need bigger effing guns and repeats it multiple times. Stone is showing an adrenaline-soaked Dick the scene a supernatural monster ropes by plying him with coffee and donuts and gives him a blast on his stogie. Then they are off to get the BFGs. In the armory, Durkin is going through the hardware and settles on a pair of assault shotguns with 650 rounds per minute rate of fire. He is really getting on a roll and starts putting the symbolism of the bloody message together, and he surmises that the monster is Satan, the fallen angel, and it has arrived in this time of chaos to take souls to hell. Thrasher can't believe what he is hearing coming from his Wonder Boy Dick and starts freaking out at them and anyone nearby. They regroup at Stone's place, and while Dick is riding on Harley's Harley, Harley goes to make some coffee, but he finds a human heart in his fridge, which he just throws out of the window. They notice water coming under the bathroom door and are ready to blast the beast, but it is Michelle back from the hospital and she is in shock from touching the heart, washing like an OCD victim. Durkin tells Stone that the bite on Michelle means that she is promised to the beast. Stone is chilling with Michelle when Durkin radios that there is movement at the end of the street and he is off to investigate. Stone sees Durkin's Jeep is gone, so he gives Michelle a gun and goes to check up on Dick. He wades down the rat-infested waterlogged street and can't reach Dick on the radio. After a while he finds Durkin tied up in the back of his Jeep. He didn't see what happened and appears uninjured, but he wants to know what it has done to him as he has blood on his shirt, and then he swears to kill it. They start rushing back to Michelle when they hear her scream. She sees the beast's claws coming through the couch and she fires off some rounds. The boys enter the place, and while Stone looks for Michelle, Dick randomly starts shooting the kitchen up and tells Stone he was shooting a rat before he notices he is actually bleeding badly and drops to the deck. The rat catcher throws them his keys and says this is as far as he is willing to go. As they go further below the water table, they find another symbol left by the beast, and Dick says it is Satan. Stone says,
Satan is a deep shit.
They make their way into the Cannon Street tube station where Stone feels that the beast is in the elevator, but when they open the doors, the rat catcher and his boy fall out dead. They are drawn to a disused platform by Michelle's screams, and they find her hanging by her hands in a circle of light which they cannot break according to Durkin. So they get Michelle to swing her legs up onto the top of the train, but as soon as Dick catches her, the beast shoots up into the light and tries to grab her. Stone shoots the rope and Michelle is rescued onto the train. Stone keeps shooting at the beast, but it jumps into the train and chases after Michelle. Stone goes after it guns blazing and soon runs out of ammunition. He turns and then the beast lays its hands on his head. It reaches down to his heart area and pulls off his utility belt. Stone uses this as an opportunity to run but gets tripped up. Just as the beast is about to tear him to pieces, Dick shoots the beast from above and then drops a grenade into the carriage, telling Stone to get the hell out of there. They all escape into an adjacent room and the bomb goes off, blowing the carriages up while Stone starts macking on Michelle. Stone then says, "Watch this," as he gets a live power cable and runs it to the carriage, and then gets Durkin to throw the switch. There are sparks galore, but when they switch the power off, the beast grabs Stone by the neck and is about to deheart him, but he musters the strength to Aikido the beast and plunges his hand into its chest and pulls out its black heart. Michelle and Dick shredded to pieces with the assault shotguns. Stone is left holding its beating heart, and he puts one final bullet into it, saying "Sweet dreams." And that is the story, except for the few bubbles that arise for the sequel. Let's get on with the quiz. We know it's what you have been waiting for. If you know all three answers, just let us know in the comments. Don't put the actual answers though, just that you know them, and we will pick a random name on December 1st, 2022. The winner will get a shout out on one of our upcoming vids. First question, what is the name of the strip club? Second question, what is Stone's astrological sign? And finally, the third question, how many rounds per minute are the assault shotguns? Good luck. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace out.